Mums in Business International as a brand was launched in July 2020. So we are just over 2 years old. We are international, but we are focused on growing our grassroots communities while having access to that international support. So we've got over 300,000 followers internationally at this point in just 2 years. She is a Vedic art teacher, she's a spiritual art healing teacher, and she creates a holistic space and a vibe, and she takes us step by step through creative art methods to allow our inner child out, to help us to heal from within and to feel free. So Angela's going to be holding space for us on the 27th.
Just a little taster of what is coming up on the show, but first please do like this video and subscribe to the channel, and also tell your friends and family about this podcast. Please let us know in the comments if you would like to hear any particular topic in relation to sleep or health, and I will create a show especially for you, just for asking the question. So let's get on with the show. Hello everybody, and you're very welcome back to another Empowering Family Health podcast. Today on the show, I have an incredible lady who is collaborating. We're both collaborating together for a very special event. Her name is Aishling, and she is from Mums in Business Ireland, and it's a global international group. And Aishling is the leader of the North Kildare and Dublin group. Is that right, Aishling?
That's correct. Yeah.
Very welcome to the podcast. Really excited to have you on and to tell us all about what we're going to be doing together. But first, before we dive in, can you explain to people what is Mums in Business International?
Well, Mums in Business International was founded by Leona Burton just over 2 years ago. Now, Leona is almost 37. She's a mum of 6 herself, with her eldest being 18 and her youngest being, I think she's 4 or 5 months old at this point. Wow. And she has been self-employed since the age of 17. So she's 20 years running multiple different types of businesses. You know, she's invested in her education, etc., etc. But she hit a point between kind of kids 3 and 4 where some were older, some were younger, and she was really struggling to network to continue to grow her business. Because she had babies and you know, some kids in school, and I guess the networking meetings that were available around her area were either possibly those early morning breakfast ones when she needed to get the kids ready for school, or they were evening ones at dinner time, and it just wasn't working and she was finding it difficult to network. So she started with an idea, put a message out in her area and said, are there any other mums in business who would like to network and grow their business? And it grew from there. So actually it was 5 or 6 years ago that she began, but Mums in Business International as a brand was launched in July 2020. So we are just over 2 years old. We are international. So we are Ireland, Northern Ireland, the UK, Australia, New Zealand, Romania, Italy, Spain, the US, Canada, South Africa, you know, and I can't even remember where else. Like literally, we are an international community, but we are focused on growing our grassroots communities while having access to that international support. So we've got over 300,000 followers internationally at this point in just 2 years. And, you know, the North Kildare and Dublin is just one of those many, many groups that we have around the world. And we are women supporting other women in business in child-friendly, fun and engaging networking events. Okay. So, you know, if you're somebody who loves to be suited and booted, come suited and booted. If you hang out in your sports gear, come in your sports gear. We are an inclusive community. We don't have any lockouts. And we're even open to those who identify as women. So if you identify as a woman and you want to be involved and you want to network in child-friendly environments, fun, you know, we are a professional networking organization. We are the fastest growing women's networking organization in the world right now. And we are open. We are open for business and we're growing worldwide. And I'm also the head leader for Ireland and Northern Ireland. So this time last year, we only had 2 groups in Ireland. Currently, we have 11. So we are growing quite rapidly
It's massive. That's really, and such an important group, you know, for women who are entrepreneurs, who want, and even, you know, people, it's a very lonely place and a lonely time when you have children and you're trying to be in business. And, you know, I've been to one of your groups, one of your in-person group events in Enfield a couple of months ago. And I got to meet all the lovely ladies there and have a cup of coffee, and the kids were there as well. There was a little play area for the kids, and they had their own entertainment, and it was just amazingly set up. It was very, very, very supportive. So Aishling, so we have connected. Tell the audience how we connected. We connected only a few months ago, actually, wasn't it?
Well, we connected over a year ago, but we actually only got to talk properly a couple of months ago during the summer, because I was, you know, trying to pick your brains about FI and you know, different spaces for new MIB groups around the country. And I'm also into a holistic way of living, and obviously you are the sleep success coach. So, you know, we had a couple of things we wanted to talk about, but during our conversation, you just happened to mention CARI, and I was like, what is CARI? I had never heard of CARI, and I basically just asked you to tell me more. But I came away from the call thinking that's really, really important. And every single month in Mums in Business International, we have some kind of give back program. So, you know, let's say in July, when somebody purchased a ticket to any of our events internationally, we were sponsoring a night's accommodation for homeless youths. In May, we did for every share of lives about knife crime that we did to raise awareness around knife crime. Every time a video was shared, we bought a meal for a homeless person. We've planted 500 trees. We've done over, I think, nearly 1,000 packs of sanitary supplies to women and teens living in period poverty. So every month there's something else that we do. Now we do it as a global and international community. But when I got off the call from you, I thought, I really think I know what Leona is our CEO. And I thought, I think Leona would get behind this. So I just said, you know, I'm going to put it out to the universe. And I hadn't even said anything to you, Joanne. And I just went to her and I was like, you know what, Leona, there's this lady I've met, there's this place, there's this charity, this is what they're trying to do. And I really think we could help. And she just said yes straight away. She said, absolutely. If there's anything that we can do to help raise awareness and even get one child off that waiting list, then let's do whatever we can. So, you know, for the last couple of months, we've been talking about what we're going to do with CARI. We did a little bit of planning and chatting, and we had Colm out to us in September. I mean, we'll tell you in a minute what we're doing in October and November, but yeah, we're very excited and hopeful that we're going to help to, you know, spread the word, shine the light for the children of Ireland, as CARI says, break the silence and break the cycle. So that's what we're here to help support do.
It's so great, Aishling, because, you know, like, not only do you help women in business, and you help, and you're very much into holistic as well, as you said, and I've been to the group there recently, and you know, you talk about just business events to help people to improve and support, you know, their lives in business, but also their own self-care as well, because really you've got to be yourself to be good at any area in your life, including business, and a good parent as well. So you support women in all levels, and you know, nation and how you help communities as well, and like CARI. So, and just to tell people a little bit about CARI, CARI is Children at Risk in Ireland, and they support children and families who have experienced child sexual abuse, and they support children up to the age of 18 years of age. I could be correct. I think it's 18 years of age they support children. But they also support the whole family as a whole, because not only is affecting the child, it's impacting the family indirectly as well. So CARI, and how I've known Colm O'Brien, who's the CEO. Colm O'Brien is the CEO of CARI, and this charity has been running since 1989. And like all charities, they desperately need funding. And the reason why I have been drawn to CARI is, okay, yeah, I've known Colm, but he interviewed me on his show, the Coffee at 11 show, and that's when my story came out. And I'm not going to go into my story now, but if anyone does want to listen to my story, you can go to CARI.ie, CARI.ie. and click on the Hope Tree podcast, and you'll hear my interview there with Colm and Emer, who is the head coach there in CARI. So do have a listen to that. It's very empowering. And the reason why I'm working with CARI today and I am their ambassador is because I'm now sharing my story. I have dealt with the shame and the guilt and everything else, and I feel that is something that a lot of people who have experienced child sexual abuse are carrying to this day. It's an impact of a whole lifetime of impact, and that's my message. And so what we're trying to do is raise funds for CARI. So we got together, Aishling, and we're organising an event 27th of October. Tell us about this event on the 27th of October. It's going to happen.
So I'm very excited about this. So we'd love to get at least 30 women in the room, a minimum of 15 women in business plus 15 friends even, to come along. It's €15 for the ticket to come along on the day. And what we're going to be doing is we are going to be creating some art for CARI. Now, we have one of our amazing members, Angela Peacock, who is going to be facilitating this. And Angela helps women who are dealing with trauma in life. She has experienced similar things to yourself, but as an older person, Joanne, and I will let Angela tell her own story in her own time. Yeah. But she was suffering from PTSD and trauma, and she found it very, very difficult to navigate. And all of the, I guess, the normal channels that you're pushed into, like medication, counsellor, just weren't working for her and were making life actually harder for her. So she is a Vedic art teacher. She's a spiritual art healing teacher, and she creates a holistic space and a vibe. And she takes us step by step through creative art methods to allow our inner child out, to help us to heal from within, and to feel free. So Angela's going to be holding space for us on the 27th. We're going to bring all our art supplies together. We're going to get some canvases. Maybe we'll have some large canvases. A couple of us might work on one together. We might do individual ones. We're going to, really feel what we feel and do what we feel drawn to do on the day. You don't have to be artistic. You just have to be willing to participate and lend your colour. And colour works is Angela's business. And lend your colour and add your colour to these artworks. After the event, the artwork will be put up for auction, and all proceeds will be going to CARI. And, this is twofold. This project is twofold. This project is about, or well, threefold, I guess you could say. It's about coming together, networking, and getting to know other women in business or not, and talking about our different experiences in life, and creating this art, which is going to be a really nice experience, just even in itself, quite therapeutic, I think, for lots of people. But it's also about spreading awareness of what CARI is trying to do. I love the way that the campaign is, break the silence and we can break the cycle. So by us getting together and doing this activity together, I think it's easier for people to talk when you're doing something than maybe sitting in a lecture hall or something like that. I think it's easier when you're in tune and you're in flow and the energy is right, and help us to understand better what CARI does and people's stories. And I know you're going to share your story as well with people there on the day, and I think that's going to be really powerful. And we're going to create this work together. We're going to break that silence, and hopefully everybody goes away from that shouting about saying, what I did today, I've created this art and I've created it for this reason, and I'm telling you about it because I want to spread the word of what CARI is doing. Let's talk about what CARI is doing, because it's around since 1989. We spoke a few months ago. It's 2022 and never heard of CARI, and I think that's going to be the case for a lot of people. And if we can just help one by one, if there's 30 of us in that room and we each tell 10 people, that's 300 people. If even one of those 300 people tells someone else, it's that impact long-term, that ripple that we can create and spread the word of what we're trying to do together. What people can come and do is they can bid, we're hoping, and they'll be able to bid on the artwork between October and the 20th of November. So for about 2 or 3 weeks, I think the auction will be open, and we'll be coming together on November 20th. The venue is yet to be confirmed for a Mums in Business International and CARI market. So our businesses will be there displayed. We'll be talking to different people about everybody will be there with their different businesses, and the artwork will be on display and ready for collection or postage to whoever wins the bid. And all of those funds, as I said, will go directly to CARI from the artwork.
Yeah, so it sounds
just
like
bringing people together and getting them talking, and you know, it might be a marketing or not market I was gonna say marketing event, market event.
yeah.
But we will be talking about CARI, and we're here because of this. You know, we wouldn't have been doing this, only it's another vehicle to promote what we're doing with CARI and the artwork that we'll have created.
Yeah, I love that. And you know what, I think, Aishling, it's going to be a powerful day. I really believe in my heart and soul that the people who will come to this event, I always find that the people who are meant to come to these events find their way. And there's I really believe in how the universe works, and I really believe that there's going to be some powerful people in the room. And you don't have to be an artist, like I said, you know, this is purely for the purpose of expressing yourself, really accessing that inner child. And Angela is a facilitator in this whole area, so you are going to be in safe hands. It will be a safe place, and I'll be sharing my story as well. And I'm sure there will be other people in the room who know somebody, or if not themselves, who've experienced something similar. And you know, that conversation might open up, and that's the whole purpose of this, is to have a conversation, so that the shackles, those chains, aren't keeping it locked in us, you know. And this is really, really important. And then, as I say, the awareness, the conversation about CARI, going out into the world then after the event and telling people about CARI. And we feel good when we do something like that, you know, because we are wired to
making a difference. Okay, that's all we're trying to do. We're trying to make a difference. We're sharing our story, you know, and our story, for example, on the 27th will be, I came together with a group of women and look what we created. And this is why we've come together to create it. So we're going to be expressing ourselves, and we can just share that with the world, because you don't never know who's looking. If you share on socials, if you share with your close family and friends, you know, it's going to disseminate the word. That's going to like spread out in all these different ways to different people.
Yeah, and what a great time for this event as well, you know, right before Christmas, so you can bid on a piece of artwork and buy for somebody for Christmas as a
gift. Yeah, and you'll be helping a child and their family.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're going to be having artwork donated from artists themselves as well.
Yes, Angela, actually, I think this is it was so moving when Angela told me. I got very emotional. So Angela's very, very, very first piece of angel artwork, because she also works with the angels, that she created, and that helped her to begin her journey to help others. And she is donating that really, really important piece of artwork to her as a main piece of artwork that's being donated. Ivona is another one of our members down in Portarlington. She's going to give us a framed photograph as well. And I think there's a few other people in the background as well. So anybody out there, if you have some artwork that you would like to donate to us as well, if you cannot come along to Selbridge, the Bridge Church, by the way, are hosting us in Selbridge. They've been very, very good to us. They've supported us with all our different charity events. We've done a few others for Hopeful Handbags as well, for survivors of domestic abuse. And they're allowing us to use their space to do this event again. So, you know, a big, big thank you to them as well. And they do help people in these situations as well, and they're interested too, which is great. They want to help how they can. So we will be there in Selbridge. But if you can't make it in October to Selbridge, but you would like to create something and get it to us, I mean, do get in touch with myself or Joanne, and we'd be more than happy to take delivery of some lovely artwork that we can also include.
Absolutely. And you know, you'll be getting a spotlight on your artwork as well, be getting your name out there as well. So it's a win-win, and you'll be doing a massive positive action as well. I want to say as well, so we're looking for anybody who would like to donate any artwork, but we're also looking for art supplies as well. So anyone with, you know, if you want to donate canvases, paintbrushes, paint, anything at all that can help to facilitate this fundraising event, we would be so grateful. Again, you're doing a really good deed, and we will thank you for that as well. And is there anything else that we're looking for? Any sponsors? Anything else?
Well, if anybody would like to sponsor the artwork as well, just to add, your business will also be advertised in our main MIB group, which has over 70,000 members, because, you know, I will be promoting our event there. I'll be promoting who our sponsors are, as well as on our own individual socials for the different countries and the different groups that will be shouted about as well. So, you know, there's that too, as well as doing a good thing. And we are also, you know, hoping that the press will get involved. So, you know, if you have a blog, if you have a blog, if you have a, you know, a social media following and a strong social media following, if you could even get in touch with us and share this story for us, we would really, really appreciate it, because as we said, a really big part of what we're doing here and coming together to do is to raise that awareness and start those conversations. I think that's really important to mention, that you don't have to come and do the art, you don't have to donate art, but if you can even share for us, you can help to spread the word. That is massively helpful too.
Yeah, and whether you can come to the event or not, you know, donate something or bid on some of the artwork. There's a lot that you can do, and you know, like this video, comment in the comments area. That helps with the algorithms. Share it out with people. Tell people to private message people with the link of this podcast.
Get it in your WhatsApp groups, get it in your messenger chats, get it everywhere, on your stories, on your feeds. Tell your friends, tell the other moms at the school, or the ladies in the coffee shop, or if you're on lunch in the office, you know, please do, you know, even print out one of our flyers and put it on your work notice board. Literally, you just do not know who is going to see that, who needs that. You know, I said this, I did a live in our Facebook group a couple of weeks ago about some of the trauma that occurred in Tala that time. And a mum from within our community reached out to me and said to me, I need those self-defense classes that you were speaking about. So I've been able to connect her. You just don't know who's going to see you guys, and you just don't realize who you can help without even realizing that you're helping them.
Yeah, absolutely. So great, Aishling. There was something else I was going to say and it's gone out of my head now, but yeah, we really do want to emphasize, to share this, talk about it, reach out to myself or Aishling. God, I was going to say something else now.
We'll come and be interviewed on your podcasts too, guys, if you want.
Yeah, I'm going to, this is what it was. Angela will be interviewed on this podcast. That's what it was. So she'll be coming out very soon, in the next couple of days as well. We're going to be interviewing Angela. We're going to be interviewing Colm O'Brien and Emer O'Neill, who's the head trauma therapist in CARI as well. So we're going to be interviewing all those people as well. This is a big event. This is a big deal. So we really do appreciate your support. That's what I wanted to say. The other thing as well is, Angela, in Facebook, you have a group in Facebook. What is it, that so that people can go and find out more information there if they want?
Mums in Business International Networking, North Kildare and Dublin.
Okay.
You know, it's a long name, but if you search Mums in Business International and either put in Dublin or Kildare and click on groups, it will come up for you. If not, go to the main page, drop us a message, and one of us admin will reply to you.
Brilliant. And I'm going to put all the links in the show notes. The last thing I wanted to ask as well, Aishling, is we're going to drop a link, and it's going to come up on the screen here as well. So there is a link to, if you want to come to this event on the 27th of October, it's €15.
It's €15. And if you are in business for yourself, it is a tax deductible expense, as well as your refreshments. They are also tax deductible. So don't forget that, guys.
So listen, Aishling, we're coming to the end. We're going to wrap up. So I think we've covered everything that we need to cover. I'm going to put all the links, as I say, into the show notes. Share this important message. We want to get the word out there about CARI, and help to do whatever we can, you know, even if it's just as much as loving this video and putting a comment, and share it, talk about it, everything. I can't emphasize that enough. You're doing an absolutely fantastic thing here, and really CARI have a massive waiting list of 5 years at the moment, with over 200, I think it's about 250 people on the waiting list at the moment, and it's going to take about 5 years to get through that. So really, we're raising these funds to help bring in therapists who can see more families. There is a new office that just opened in Dublin there a few weeks ago, and there is an office down in Limerick. I have been to both of them. I was at the opening there in Dublin a few weeks ago. I did a talk there as well. So it's absolutely fantastic. There is support coming in, but we need it bigger and faster. So can
I just say one thing, sorry, before we go, which really shocked me, and I think this is important to say, if you don't mind. I was looking up some of the statistics, and I know the CARI's waiting list is 5 years, but actually, and that's only for 280 something children, I think it was, 3,481 cases of child sexual abuse were reported in 2021.
And that's
what we know about.
That's what was just reported.
That's just what was reported. And to think, if CARI is only looking after like this small portion and their waiting list is 5 years, we all know that our waiting lists on our public services as well are just as long, if not longer. Yeah. So really, seriously, I'm really pleading with you guys, do put a comment on this. Do share this, because you just don't know who you will ultimately be able to help long term.
Yeah, could be your next.
I just find the figures shocking.
Yeah, you just don't know. And look, our children, I'm just so passionate about children. You know, children deserve to be loved. They deserve to feel safe, and they deserve to have that kind of an environment, because our children are our next generation. You may have heard that saying before, but you know what? Our children, who they are as adults, is as a result of their childhood. So give them the childhood that they deserve. So please help again in any way that you can. And, you know, I'm just so passionate about children. It breaks my heart to see children suffering. And this has a lifelong impact when they do experience child sexual.
And we know how not receiving a therapy when you need it can impact anybody, even if it's something really basic or a basic treatment for something generically medically wrong. And when it's something related to trauma, having to wait just compounds things and increases the trauma over time. So it's like everything else. The sooner we get in, the better, the bigger difference we can make long term. You know, we can heal as adults, but it's easier to heal at the time. And as a child, it's easier to begin that journey towards healing and to get that healthy flip on how you're going to move forward.
Yeah, there's, again, going back to statistics, you know, I think it's 80%. There's a big amount of intervention at an early stage, like you say, Aishling. You know, if they get the intervention, you know, up to 80% of children do experience some kind of mental illness, like depression and suicide. You see the suicide rates going out the window. You know, and it's horrifying. It really is. And I don't want to scare people with all these numbers and everything, but look, there is a lot that we can do to help the situation. So before we wrap up, Aishling, is there any last words that you'd like to share with people to have them be there on the 27th of October?
Look, just come along. We will welcome you with open arms, whether you have a business or do not have a business. It's rare that we say, if you don't have a business, come along. But on this occasion, this is about having the numbers and the quantity of people to help have that bigger impact and that bigger ripple effect long term. So, you know, we really want to see there, you know, book a ticket. If you're in business, this is what I'm going to offer. If you do have a business and you book a ticket and you want to bring your mom, your sister, your friend who doesn't have a business, I will allow you to bring them for free. Like, just come, just participate. But we do need at least a ticket booked to cover what we're trying to do. So, you know, book the ticket, bring a friend or family member for free, as I said, and let's just start these conversations, you know. And we're not going to traumatize you guys. We promise this is going to be a healing experience. It's going to be a very connected experience.
And there'll even be tea and biscuits.
There will be tea and biscuits. And there's a bakery next door. And we might get sorted out with some cakes. If anybody wants to be a Spotlight sponsor and donate yummy cakes, we will gladly take them and eat them.
Well, I am looking forward to this event. I will be there, Aishling. I'm really looking forward to it. Thank you for your time this morning, Aishling. And listen, have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you soon. Mind yourself.
See you soon. Slán. Bye-bye.
I do hope you are enjoying these conversations, and to help me continue pushing these videos and audio podcasts together, I do have an ask. I do need support to help me to keep bringing you knowledge and insights. There is a Patreon link, patreon.com/empowering family health, or you can make a donation via PayPal. All the links are in the description and the pinned comment. You can do a one-off or you can do a monthly support. So I'd really appreciate that. Thank you and have a wonderful day. Take care.